answering some objections to my LeBron video from my homies. Let's talk about it.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Okay, Ring Culture. Welcome back to Ring Culture, where we play no games. We just spit game about the game we love. Before we get into this video, go to my reaction page, the Nuclear Reaction, and check out my sports reactions. Y'all will really love those. Give me a sub over there, and let's go with this. So after maybe one or two of my videos, me and my homies was having a conversation, and some of them were expressing their rebuttals to some of the things that I said. I'm going to go over those rebuttals in this video and try to split hairs and explain what I was saying in those videos. I can't remember which ones they were talking about, but I wrote down some of their rebuttals, and I'm going to show you all a little bit of film. We're going to go over these one by one because I hear a lot of LeBron fans say these same things, and I'm interested to get into this right now. The first one I heard is, LeBron played against better teams, that's why he lost so much. Or, LeBron played against powerhouse teams. This one is easy. LeBron was on the powerhouse team. He was on super teams. How is it possible that he played against better teams? So if you have a super team playing against a powerhouse team or a super team, isn't LeBron the common denominator? Isn't he supposed to be the best player out there? So shouldn't he take his super team over the top? Shouldn't he take his powerhouse team over the top? You understand? Because when the LeBron fan says this, they're saying that the teams were better, and they weren't better. LeBron was on a super team. But they're depowering LeBron in their argument without even saying it. They're saying that these teams were just so much better. They weren't better. A powerhouse team, and you one of the teams have the best player in the league. Shouldn't that best player take his powerhouse team over the top? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. LeBron played on super teams. So that one is out the window at the beginning. You can't make this excuse for LeBron because you make him look worse. And it's not even true that he played against better teams. The reason why they seem like better teams is because LeBron keeps choking and getting his ass whooped. That's why. Number two, LeBron played against Hall of Famers. They only become Hall of Famers because they keep kicking LeBron's ass. LeBron is helping players' Hall of Fame resume because they keep butchering him when he's on great teams. In the 07 finals, against the Spurs, those teams was evenly matched. The only player in that series that was significant, that played horrible, was LeBron. He choked in that series. Come on, bro. Come on. LeBron's the best player of his era. This is another one that's debatable, that LeBron's the best player of his era. What makes LeBron the best player of his era? Because he went to 9 finals. While you're conveniently overlooking the fact that he formed super teams and ran through a weak East. That's what makes him the best player. That one ties into another one I heard, that none of the players LeBron played with were winners until they played with LeBron, except for Shaq and Dwayne Wade. What the fuck did LeBron win before he ran to Dwayne Wade? And not only that, got Chris Bosh, who was one of the best players to come play with him. And now let's go to Kyrie and Love. They weren't winners until LeBron. Yeah, but you know what's funny about that? When LeBron ran to Kyrie, he got these two not winners to come play with him. Why did he do that? Because he needed them to help him win. There's always this twisting of reality for LeBron. LeBron ran to Kyrie Irving, who wasn't a winner, and got Kevin Love, who wasn't a winner. Kyrie Irving, one of, if not the best point guard in the league at the time, and Kevin Love was the best power forward at the time. So 2 superstar not winners that LeBron ran to, and suddenly they're winners because LeBron got there? Or how about they're winners because all 3 of them joined forces and ran through a weak East? Come on, bro. AD wasn't the winner before LeBron got there. I'm not even going to talk about all the young talent on the Lakers teams that LeBron got traded. And even having guys who were a little bit out of their prime, but still above average players like Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, etc., played on those Lakers teams. And then on top of that, he got Russell Westbrook, who is a hooper, who just came off of 4 seasons averaging triple-double to come play with LeBron, to come play with him, and AD. Nothing wrong with that, right? Powerhouse team. But when Westbrook got with LeBron, he looked like a shell himself. When he left LeBron, he looked like old Westbrook because he's still in his prime. Yes, he's coming off the bench now for younger players, but if you gave Westbrook full-time starter minutes, he would put up the same numbers he was putting up before if he was the number 1 option on the team. But they're not winners until they play with LeBron. When LeBron leaves teams because he's so ball dominant, those teams are terrible when he leaves them. Yeah, because the whole offense is predicated around him holding the fucking ball. And not to mention, LeBron doesn't make the team the ultimate winner. They don't go to the finals and just win because LeBron's on the team. LeBron gets his ass kicked in the finals most of the time. This is another narrative that sports media plays with people's minds, and without thinking, they just repeat this shit. It's another one. LeBron James played with 8 number 1 draft picks. And when you look at I'm going to put an image up. When you look at the amount of players that he played with, the all-star appearances, another thing I heard was not all those players were in their prime. Not all those players were not in their prime either. And some of those players were just out of their prime and still above average players. I'm going to tell you why this makes LeBron look worse. Because when people say this stuff to defend LeBron, they're not applying it to the teams that LeBron faced. Okay, let's say when LeBron went to Miami Heat, they were a powerhouse team. They were a super team. They got to the finals against a 1 all-star team in Dallas. And he had a couple of players on that team, all-star caliber players, that weren't in their prime no more. And the most notable being Jason Kidd. Right? So if we say Jason Kidd's not in his prime, even though he played well, that makes LeBron look worse. That means LeBron got his ass whooped by 1 all-star when they had 3 of the best players in the league. All-stars when LeBron's supposed to be the best player in the league. That makes him look worse. You can't apply this logic to LeBron teammates as an excuse for LeBron and not apply it to LeBron's opponents. That's bullshit also. LeBron played with all of these players. You can't downgrade great players just to help LeBron. You can't do it. But if you want to downgrade great players just to help LeBron, downgrade the great players that he played against. And that 2011 finals looks way worse now. That's bullshit. These are narratives that people come up with to defend LeBron. I do not understand this allegiance to LeBron where he can't be criticized. It's insane to me. It's everybody else. LeBron fans have a easy time criticizing his teammates, but never him. I'm gonna give you a great example. This brings me to the next one. LeBron is the most hyped player. He has the highest coverage of any player, which I don't know how that is. How you have the highest coverage of any player? That's just a statement. It's not even proven. And he has the highest expectations of any player. I'm gonna show y'all some videos. Look at this. Highest expectations, most coverage, most hyped. So if you criticize the fact that LeBron barely plays defense, he gets off the hook because he has the most expectations. What? He gets off the hook because he's the most covered. What? So when LeBron fans criticize Ben Simmons for not playing basketball because shooting is a part of basketball, so Ben Simmons is not playing basketball, they rightfully criticize him for that. But when LeBron doesn't play basketball because defense is playing basketball, he had too much expectations. We expect LeBron to play basketball. Expecting LeBron to play basketball is bad because he had too much expectations. Expecting LeBron to play basketball is unfair because he's the most covered player ever. How the fuck does that attach to big? Don't we expect every player in the NBA to at least give effort on defense? We don't? Because I guess if we're going to play 4-on-5, the other team just going to be scoring like a mug, right? You're just going to be scoring and scoring and scoring while this guy is not playing defense because we expect too much from him. What the fuck? Maybe if he plays defense, he won't have to pad his stats so much on the other end of the floor. You ever think about that? You ever think about if you stop a team from scoring, you won't have to get all those stats that you pad on the other end of the floor? You ever think about that? Did you think about that? Listen, it is not expecting too much to expect this guy to play defense. That's his job. It's literally his job. And if he doesn't want to play defense, he should retire. Another one. When you criticize all the nonsensical turnovers that LeBron make, we expect too much. He has so many expectations, so he can't control these dumbass turnovers. LeBron, he make dumb turnovers. Yeah, but he's been that most covered player, and he's exceeded all expectations. What the fuck does that have to do with all these insane turnovers that's hurting his team? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Nothing. Oh, God. Or when LeBron straight up quits in series, or just flat out chokes and quits. We can't say nothing about that because LeBron has the highest expectations. I mean, do y'all remember these superstars and NBA players and former players and analysts talking about the multiple times LeBron quit? Y'all don't remember all this? Well, listen to it.
The Game Time Live at the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Back to back, 3 out of 4. The Golden State Warriors once again bringing a championship to Oracle and to the Bay. We welcome you down on the court. We'll have thoughts on both sides. Player reaction here on set as well. Casey Stern, Grant Hill, Chris Webber, Charles Barkley. A lot of the conversation as we're watching the game, as it will be now moving forward, about LeBron, but in this case, about what he didn't do with everything on the line, Charles.
I was so disappointed. His passiveness, and it drained all the energy out of the rest of the Cavaliers. He came out passing the ball. I wanted to see somebody fight to the finish. But number one, congratulations to the Warriors, but that left me mad more than anything. For him to come out and play like that with the game on the line, just be so passive. And you can see it drained the energy out of the rest of the players because they fed off his body language. Just disappointed personally.
Yeah, I agree with Chuck. The body language of LeBron really, I think, took the energy from his players. And when you look, LeBron was 7 for 13. Kevin Love was 4 for 13. And Rodney Hood, 4 for 14. In this game, there's no way a player off the bench should have the most shots. And for that, as great as LeBron is, the 50-point games, the triple-doubles, you know, he's raised the bar to where we expect him to come out and to control the game from beginning to end. And today, he didn't do that.
Yeah, no, Chuck said it best. Disappointed. You know, he just did not seem mentally or emotionally.
He packed it in.
He gave up, right?
He gave up.
It seemed like he gave up, right?
Yeah, particularly when the game was somewhat close there at halftime, maybe a 5-point lead. They got down, but they fought back in the game in the first half, and in the second half, in the third quarter, I think maybe one shot. It was just, it was not what I expected, and we had all these conversations and debates about GOAT and this, that, and the other, which, you know, you can't really have that real, you know, you can't really make an argument for that. And to me, when you come out and you're passive and you kind of just don't give it your all when your team needs you, you can't really have that discussion as far as I'm concerned.
Gee, he didn't have a field goal made. 5 minutes left in the second till 5 minutes till the end of the game, where, by the way, he walked off the floor.
And the game was over.
Right, and the game was over. Can we put an end to, Chuck? Because I know you were talking about this a lot upstairs.
Hey, listen,
Anyone, do you have a message? Let's show the board first, because I want you to be able to look in the camera and tell them what you told me.
First of all,
LeBron, most NBA Finals series losses, he has 6.
And that ain't all on him.
Now let's get Chuck Please tell America your thoughts to any individual, male or female, who ever tells you that MJ is not as good as LeBron.
I'm just going to say this. Any media person that I see in person for the rest of my life who try to tell me LeBron James is good as Michael Jordan, I'm just going to slap the hell out of him right on the spot. Right on the damn spot. No question asked. The next person who walks up to me and say, LeBron James, who is amazing, as good as Michael Jordan, or competes like Michael Jordan, I'm just going to slap the hell out of you right on the spot. And I will take my chances with the judicial system.
Kobe Bryant put on Instagram, he said he was not buying that LeBron played with these garbage. Basically, LeBron was saying he wasn't playing with anybody, and he said, we're not as good. I know you guys didn't like that, but Michael Jordan's going to shoot 40 times if he has to. Kobe Bryant is going to say, okay, I'm going to make sure I'm the man. I'm going to go down on the sword. He didn't defend Durant. He took 13 shots. I don't know how else you look at it, Webb.
Well, yeah, you look at it. I mean, Chuck said it all. I mean, that's why Chuck's one of the best on TV. He just gives it to you like it is. And so I can't add any more to that. I would say this though. After the comments the other day that we don't have a team, and as good of a team, and there's less room for error, then that means you take it upon yourself and you handle it. That means you do it again. Rodney Hood, he was the sixth man, took the most shots on the team. And I really thought it was unfair for these guys because some of them look like deer in the headlights because they've never been on this stage before and they're not expected to be those scorers. And as fans, just as fans, this is when you want to see the best player in the game today put the team on his back and make something happen.
Okay, so what bothers me, these two guys are great players. Great players. When you're the best player on the team, everybody feeds off you, good or bad. Good or bad, they feed off you. And you can just see, like, early he's passing it, just going through the motions. And he didn't get going, so the rest of the team didn't get going. And then when things got out of hand in the third quarter, it was really over then. I'm just disheartened because, listen, I didn't win the championship, but I always competed. And that was not competition tonight. That was like, hey, we're going to pack this thing in. And that was not competition tonight. That was like, hey, we're going to pack this thing in. I'm going to get some good stats. To go from 5 minutes in the second quarter to really when the game is over in the fourth quarter and don't score a field goal, that's ridiculous.
And look, let's be fair. We'll talk more about LeBron a little bit later in the night. But it's very well could be his last game in Cleveland, not the impression you want to leave the crowd.
Tonight, however, is how horrible the Cleveland Cavaliers look. They quit. They quit. I'm not dissing LeBron. I don't want to hear no more comparisons, though. Not like this. You don't go down like this. Now, he gave some effort, but then ultimately, he gave up. And when he gave up, the rest of the team followed. And it was that bad. You had to be here. You had to see this to believe it. They got their butts kicked. Period. They got taken to school. Period. Backdoor cuts, wide open three-pointers, surrendered, open layups, looking like a layup line, like you're playing horse in a park or something. There was no effort here. It was a sad, sad ending to this season. When you talk about an NBA Finals, you don't expect it to end like this. You don't expect the team to go out like that.
I can't get over the fact that he didn't show up in Dallas. Not because I was on the team. Not that I was on the team, but the fact that he was the best player and everybody was depending on him to show up and do what he does, and he was MIA.
He had a bad
No,
game.
he had a bad series.
Yeah.
No, a bad series. Jordan never had that. People killed James Harden for having a bad series last year, right? Oh, no, he ain't as good as he is. But you're going to say somebody that quit in the finals at the end of everything when all the marbles on the table, that you're going to say he's the greatest of all time. I can't buy it.
Thank you.
Huh? We just sweep all that under the rug because LeBron has the most expectations. I'm not doing that, but that's crazy to me. That you can't criticize stuff that we actually watch LeBron do. You can't criticize it because it's somehow role players' fault. Come on, man, this is nonsense. Another one. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt in 2015. They did get hurt. Kyrie Irving got hurt in the finals, I think, and Kevin Love got hurt before the finals. They didn't play in the finals. The problem was they wasn't playing against a super team in their finals. They wasn't playing against some overpowered team in their finals. They were playing against the Golden State Warriors, who were a stat team, a good team. But let's talk about Golden State injuries. Do y'all remember that Curry was playing on a injured ankle. Do y'all remember that? His ankle was injured the whole series. Y'all remember that Andre Iguodala was playing with a hurt back? That's why when LeBron got that block, Iguodala would usually dunk that. He couldn't dunk because his back was hurt. Remember Bogan, who was balling on defense, got injured in that series? See, when you apply LeBron excuses to the teams he's playing against, LeBron don't look so great, and sometimes he looks worse. These are just excuses. LeBron built super teams and when GMs do it. Yeah, that's a big difference. There's a big difference when your GM trades for a player than when you have three superstars, three of the best players in the league, decide that they're going to go play with each other because they too weak to actually try to go through a real grind and win the championship the right way. That's a difference. It's a difference when you get together with two, when you're one of the best players in the league and you get together with two more of the best players in the league and y'all form a super team. That's a difference. That's the difference. It's cowardly when players get together and do that. When you have two number one caliber players on your team, that's normal in NBA and an above average third. They went beyond that. They got three number one caliber players on their team all in their prime. That's what the difference between a GM building a team that can be considered a super team and players doing it. That shit is cowardly and we all know it. KD don't get a pass. Curry don't get a pass. These guys don't get passes for getting all these players to try to get easy rings. That's crazy. So why the hell will LeBron get a pass for that? He doesn't. He don't for me. I know there are more objections that LeBron fans have made because I've heard them. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'm just talking about the objections that my homies, or the rebuttals that my homies made to me the other day when we were discussing my videos. Y'all get down in the comment section and tell me what y'all think. What do y'all think about these talking points about LeBron? To me, they're excuses. Let's talk about LeBron not playing defense before I go. The videos I showed y'all. We watched LeBron hurt his team not playing defense. He's barely played defense since 2014, right? Then you'll show video evidence of it. And the LeBron fans say you can make compilations like that of everybody. You'll take your focus right off of LeBron. But it's funny that they will criticize LeBron teammates for the same type of things to give LeBron an excuse. So you know what you do? You take all those videos and all those clips I showed y'all and pretend that they are Dennis Schroeder, and then tell me what you think about them. Pretend that they're Dennis Schroeder and LeBron lost that series. I bet you the smoke would be a lot higher, wouldn't it be? But it's not high for LeBron for some strange reason. LeBron can do anything he wants on the court. That's anything. Let me rephrase this. LeBron can screw up on the court in any kind of way, and LeBron fans will make an excuse for it. It'll be somebody else's. LeBron will not play defense, and it's too many expectations on him. So he don't got to do his job because we expect him to do his job. What? He doesn't have to play basketball because we expect him to play basketball. Oh, one more thing before I go. There was something I didn't say in my LeBron ring culture video. I want y'all to remember this. This made up word, ring culture. Ring culture, when LeBron says ring culture, he's just using another word for the NBA or the NFL or the NHL. You know who started ring culture? Professional sports teams. That's like a salesman whose job is to sell. Like you work at State Farm, or like you're a what do you call it? A real estate agent, and you don't sell any houses, and your boss says, you don't sell no houses, man. You know, you're not doing as good as Kathy over there. And you say, when did we get into the sales culture? The whole point is the sales stuff. The whole point in the NBA is to win ring. That's the whole point. NBA culture is another word for NBA or NFL or NHL. It's bullshit. LeBron James only saying this stuff because he can't get enough superstars on his team to help him win easy rings because he gets his ass kicked on super teams way too much. Anyway, y'all get down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Or what do y'all think about these rebuttals that my homies made to me? Let me know. And remember, we are ring culture because the whole point of the culture is to win rings for the culture. I love y'all. Peace.